heavyweight.
So much hype surrounding this fight. So here we go. Should be a good one. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. How about that time counter shot? No rest for the weary. You'd like to see more jabs. Punch, counter punch. We've seen this fighter in the past go 12 rounds and not have a mark on their face. That's what happens when you stick and move. You hit and you don't get hit.
It's a flat-footed fight. If you've got a dance right there in front, you've got to cut him off. Cut the ring off. Make the ring small. Put him on the back foot. Put him under pressure.
Tough to be a judge in this fight, as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than equal.
Not a lot of defense here at all. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Swinging a miss with the right hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Counter-puncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter-puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Those counter-punches have to hurt. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming.
Tell him.
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
What resilience, to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into the fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
That hook misses. Joe Louis in trouble. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. This is a very important break here for this fighter. Let's get it started in round three. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
Two knockdowns in that last round, there'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
He's got to find a way to get around that reach advantage.
You're getting in there with a fighter with a longer reach. Now you've got to depend on your footwork, your pressure fighting, slip inside the shot, slip outside the shot. But when you do it, you don't just slip, you've got to capitalize on it. Throw some shots after that to make them scared of letting the shot go.
He misses with that straight. One of the all-time greats, Joe Louis, is down.
Give it to somebody.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels, look at there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. He can pick one more clear shot, a clean one, and he's out of there.
He wanted action, and they are delivering. Both men step back for just a moment. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows he's won this round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Jesus.
On to the fourth we go. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know he's not coming out. He's getting everything mobile because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up.
Somebody's gotta want.
That hook misses.
Somebody's gotta
Beautiful counter shot.
take.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrows, cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That hook doesn't score. Back and forth they go. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, make look so easy.
There's the bell to start round 5. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close rounds.
Going to shake out the arms and legs and move around. Well, he's had enough, and he is going to quit. And that will do it. This fight is over. They have given up.
In the darkness right now. Somebody make the first.
We've got high hopes for this contest with these two fighters. Should be a really good matchup. I'm Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
Time for our tale of the tape. It's the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, 6 foot tall. Here comes the Miracle Man. Showtime. This bout. So much hype surround. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. You don't want to trade shots. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. There's not a seat to be had in this arena, Johnny. It's got that big fight feel, doesn't it?
It's so hot, so heated. There's a roof on here. You don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on your face, you're sweating, and you're getting under. You're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
He's up, but how long? Look at her. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. And he's out of there.
Swing and a miss with the jab. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Well, here we go. Round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'd be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the foul in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
The right hook can't miss. Oh, and he caught him there with the right hook. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first first move. That's where they drop.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Where are the jabs? Where are the body punches? These two guys are just going after each other's chin. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Defense is not an option for these two. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond. On to the third. Coming off that fantastic last round. Let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think they're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Just missing with the uppercut. Misses with the straight left. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Both of these fighters have the conditioning to go the distance, no problem. They also have the power to end this with one punch. Hook to the box. Hold that thought. Uh-oh, Porter is on wobbly legs. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What will you do? What will you tell him when he goes back to the corner?
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. After what we saw in that last... Back at it in round 4. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
This has been a very competitive round. And uh-oh, code red time here for Daniel Jacobs. What is he going to do? And now they're right back into the fray.
Got caught switching on the job. What you do, you step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Back and forth they go. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Jacobs in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Needs a knockout without a doubt.
Time for the 5th round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until you're sent to the comeback.
No rest for the weary. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on the moment.
Middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
That jab doesn't score. Do you believe this? And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if...
This is the beginning of round 6. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Good-looking jab. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The jab not finding its target. One punch could change everything in this battle. I'd like to see more jabs. And finally, Jacobs crumbles to the canvas. What about Jacobs in that last round? That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
Can make or break a fighter.
The referee calling for seconds out as we get set for another round. Here we go. It's round 7. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get caught to ribbon, and that's when the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside post-round.
Not throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? That jab doesn't find a home. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Lands the jab. They are not going to let this one go to the judge. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. As bad as... Round 8, and we're off again. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here. Did you see that? Ooh, and Daniel Jacobs just got rocked. And it appears they weathered the storm. Now I'm not sure.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox the fight and beat them on points.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? And they figure out the combination to their safe.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than you.
Open step back for just a moment. Jab to the body. only fear you have with this fight. Oh, right there. Oh, boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble.
Oh my God, all these ghost hits. Come on, man. Get the. Are you kidding me?
Well, Johnny, it was a very close fight until the end. In the end, we...
Oh.
I'm Todd Grisham, and all the seats have been sold. We're live at the Empire Fight Camp. And watching this live with me is Muhammad Ali. This bout, we've heard of people dancing. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. Only catching air with that hook. The fans have been waiting all day for this one. Did you see that? The greatest has been dazed. Muhammad Ali. And finally, Muhammad Ali goes down. Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Don't waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to call you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Who would have thought Ali would get rattled like this? Well, he's got Bambi legs walking back to the corner, but he's still in it.
There's always a way back. Don't ever hurt anybody else.
On to the second round. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
You're coming back from that.
Not many people would have predicted it.
Somebody's got one. Somebody's gotta tell them. Would you help me say something?
Keep striving until my lungs can't breathe. They're all tired, I don't know about those. Back if I'm under siege. Now my dogs with me, I ain't carrying a leash. Thank the Lord for my freedom of speech, cause I say what I like and I do what I please. Brothers think I didn't train for this, my whole life tried to tell them. They must have thought that I didn't cutting grass. Stay fully focused, stuck to the task. When it paid off, I was like at last. Them other brothers and I promise you that I wouldn't wanna be ya. Them men got this energy, do ya. I cannot feel that vibe going through ya. Flat battery like my dead computer. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not enough, so I'm right to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. Stop trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not enough, so I'm right to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. Stop trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. I'm from a different life, different time, energies, flows, vibes. I'm from a different life, different time, energies, flows, vibes. Winning team going crazy, it's like a mosh pit. Lonely at the top, don't want to give what it's costing. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not enough, so I'm right to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. Stop trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not enough, so I'm right to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. Stop trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. They ain't stopping me, I'm a pro like a Mac, grip flow like a tap, tiptoe to the stack. Thrive under pressure, know when to attack. When it's showtime, front row to the back, front line with my back. Up against the wall, if I'm up against the odds, then I'm about to give it all. About to get them all, I want everything they got. Coming for the top, I won't stop until I fall. Me, I'm trying to ball out like the mellow ball. Watch me switch the gears on the whip from the store. They're looking all small, trying to run before they crawl. Me, I'm going all out, up against the wall. You're up against the clock, up against the clock. Trying to break the doors down, you could've changed the lock. I'ma bring them all down, everybody's up. And I'm right when it's showtime, everybody watch. They ain't taking my spot, no way. They ain't taking what I want, no way. I'm in the fight of my life every day. And I ain't stopping now, yo, I'ma carry my weight. They ain't taking my spot, no way. They ain't taking what I got, no way. I'm in the fight of my life every day. And I ain't stopping now, yo, I'ma carry my weight. It's like they don't wanna see me win, that's cool.
Everybody needs a first. Let me do the fight.
These two have certainly talked the talk. Now they've got to walk the walk. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Juan Manuel Kell Brook, the former welterweight champion of the world, fighting out of the Steel City of Sheffield, UK.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
And now for the official introductions, we turn it over to the world-renowned Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, and now from...
The fans are ready, and it looks like the fighters are now ready.
Cardiff is one of my favorite venues. You can't get a better place to fight.
The fans are ready, and it looks like the fighters are now ready.
This astonishing and unpredictable turn of events.
And there's the bell to start round one.
Get ready for gripping scenes as you observe the hyenas encountering an overpowering foe and meeting a tragic fate. You'll be anticipating for what's in store.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their
face
swords.
big trouble
They're
after
slinging
challenging them long. The relationship between lions and hyenas in the wild is a classic example of natural competition and fierce rivalry.
Both of these athletes' gas tanks are going to be tested. Endurance will be the key on an afternoon like this one.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Tom, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be. So you've got to make sure you prep right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
Battles for resources.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Physically small and weak qualities, with an average weight of around 100 to 150 pounds, and it's 400 to 500 pounds.
Nice idea, and that hook lands.
With quick entries in lion territory and groups, leveraging
These punches coming from every angle.
Lion's territory can span up to 1 miles.
That jab not going to score.
This is seen as a direct challenge.
He scores with that right uppercut. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
In fact, studies have shown that up to 10% of hyenas in certain regions may die as a result of
Let's talk
lion
about
attacks.
Marquez in that last round. Well, this is the time that the...
In
On
their
to the
natural
second round.
habitat,
After that
hyenas
last
are
round,
predators
something has
for
got to
their
change.
It was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have
In
come back.
response, adult rhinos, equipped with a formidable territorial defense instinct, will vigorously protect themselves when threatened by hyenas.
A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Reaction is second to none. He's going to an eye. They're waiting for any little thing you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
Throws the jab but does not score.
This is some of
the best action I've seen in any round anywhere this year. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still can go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter lands. Sometimes when you're fighting counter fighters, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Do you believe it? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this series.
Wild dogs typically comprise 6 to 12.
Let's talk about Marquez in
And they are recognized for their
that bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
A recent example is captured in footage showing a pack of wild dogs encircling a lone hyena. With agility and seamless coordination, the dogs
Get it started in round 3. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
About 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to block it. They've got to block it. You've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The conflict between wild dogs and
No rest for the
not
weary.
only defines the fierce struggle for survival, but also underscores the significance of teamwork in defending territory.
Punch, counter punch. So much for boxing. This is a fight.
Mostly revolving around competition for food.
Missing with that right hook.
Cheetahs, recognized for their remarkable speed for fast land animals,
Halfway
exploited
through
up to
the
6
round. I
miles
don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Cheetahs typically go to avoid direct conflicts with other predators, such as the larger and more aggressive
You
hyenas.
don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power like these two can.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, I'm thinking, you just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot or a pickpocket.
Two species also take place where cheetahs have fought dead, now protected by humans.
They threw the hook. It did. Hold it right there.
Oh, come
Where
on.
was the
Cheetahs
defense?
can lose up to 10% of their hunted prey to hyenas, especially in regions with high hyena
He couldn't take
population.
any more. Down goes Marquez.
Those of hyenas are two distinct wild animals with contrasting biological traits. When these two species come into conflict, hyenas face significant peril due to their autonomous superiority in terms of
Let's talk about
size and
Marquez
strength.
in that last round. He's
With an
Here we
average
go in
weight
round
of
4.
2,300
Who's going to land the
6,000
first big
pounds.
shot? He
Those
couldn't
are
finish
not
him off in the
gigantic
last round.
muscle
Let's see what
exception.
this has in store for us.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to
Despite
freshen
their
them up,
bodies,
alert them again, get them back on point again. This
18
round,
miles
you've
per
got to
hour.
post the round. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head
And
filled.
the autonomous bike can exert to 1,800 psi of pressure, sufficient to overpower any adversary. Furthermore, their
Big
skin
hook.
serves
Good
as
thing it didn't
effective
land.
protection against bites from primates and other animals.
Neither fighter willing to slow down.
What's up?
As opportunistic players, they can steer clear
You talking about the Chevy?
of the adult hippos. Instead, they
You hear that, old
they
phrase?
will strike.
Second win. You've got to fight it somehow.
Such a lady across the street.
Can they slow the
You
pace
hit the
down?
lady
Can
across
they
the
help
street.
to knock them out early? What can they do here? They've got to concentrate on those reps. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. You've got to relax.
What do?
In the low
Always looking for that KO, and we could see
seldom engage in confrontation, mainly due to the significant difference in size and strength between them. However, if hyenas pose a threat to the elephant herd when they're young, the elephants will exhibit aggressive behavior and take action to protect themselves.
showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Some fighters, when this happens, it can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes
I said, yeah, I'm
What
going up.
sort of character are we looking at here?
It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round.
With their immense strength, elephants can easily overpower humans, which typically weigh 87 pounds.
Let's talk about Marquez in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8.
Targeting their offspring. Elephants
Back into
use
the
their
fray here
size
in
and
round
power
four.
to
Trying to get the
intimidate
momentum
directly
shift coming
from
their way.
their
What can they
attackers.
do here?
Mark, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming?
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. The referee really thinking about stopping it.
There are documented instances where elephants employ their
Didn't
trunk
wait
to
long to
strike
get back
with
and get
their
engaged.
and even
They've got
trample
to wake up. They've got to
as a
get on the back foot,
defensive
clear the head a little
As a
bit, then
result,
jump back
it
into
is
it again. It's all about the
very
hustle.
serious
Get back on it.
This behavior underscores the elephant's
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round.
particularly when it comes to safeguarding their young within the herd. Hyenas not only contend with external foes,
Not a
but
lot of
also
punch output. Thought there might be more action here.
These creatures form tightly close
Fighters not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Tars. You cannot let them get comfortable. Drag them, get them complaining to the referee. Because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
So close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night
internal
tonight for
strife
the
can
judges.
result in severe harm to the animals involved. Approximately 10 to 15% of hyenas may sustain injuries from internal
They need to be
conflicts,
careful they
and in
don't push
extreme
themselves
cases,
out here.
multiplications can prove fatal. Such encounters often escalate into violent struggles,
Hook thrown,
with
but it
dominant
doesn't
hyenas
connect.
leveraging their powerful jaws and claws to establish control. Hyenas and purebags are two distinct
This round's still up for
with
grabs with just 10
physical
seconds to go.
characteristics inside. Hyenas are active with formidable teeth and exceptional strength, consistent with
Let's talk about
and are
Marquez
often
in
noted
that
for their
last round.
weakness and
What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
Possessing dense fur and thick
Here's the
skin
bell
up
to
to
start
6
round 6.
millimeters.
Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Hopefully they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to go out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get sucked in. Make him fight
has
your
demonstrated
fight.
that
Hold
managers
him, tie
can
him
stand
up just until your head clears
which
again.
specialize
My goodness, Johnny! Kell Brook may need to take a knee here.
There have been documented instances of badgers
Somehow
asserting
weathered the
dominance.
storm.
What recovery skills
Despite
they
their
are. What a
adversaries
shot it
being
was.
significant.
Completely done. I thought there's no way it's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. It could never happen.
Crocodiles rank among the most formidable reptiles in the natural world.
Straight right just misses.
hyenas and crocodiles confront each other.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can defend them just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you,
That's
where it's going to come from. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Whoa, and you saw the balance go. The knees, the foundation, rocked.
The crocodile, possessing rapid movements and the ability to strike unexpectedly, is relentless in securing its grip and can swiftly pull its prey into the water, eliminating the hyena's advantage. Crocodiles can reach speeds of up to 19
Final
miles
10
per
seconds
hour
here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round.
prey before they can even react. Instances abound where crocodiles and utilize their superior strength to overpower and drive hyenas into the water.
Here we go, it's round 7.
Transforming them
He
into
got knocked down
substantial
in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to positioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with it.
Lions, wield adversity, size, and strength,
Swing and a miss with the jab.
to range victorious confrontations.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now.
Possessing robust muscles, lions intimidate hyenas.
The only fear you have with this
Especially
fighter
with
is
the
has he punched himself out? What a massive upset this would be.
Research in the Serengeti revealed that lion percent of hyenas food, perpetuating an enduring hostility between the two species. Those of hyenas are two rival enemies, characterized by their contrasts by altitude. However,
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot! You see shots like that in the gym. At least the ones this is on TV, thousands around.
They usually seek out opportunities to attack when they hippos are hungry, such as when injured, old, afraid, or asleep. Yet there's no denying the extreme peril that hippos pose. Weighing an average of 3,300 to 6,000 pounds and boasting fangs measuring up to 18 inches long. A single bite from a hippopotamus can exert up to 1,800 psi of pressure, sufficient to incapacitate any adversary. Their skin, which can be up to 2 inches thick, offers protection against bite injuries. Furthermore, their ability to open their mouths to a 150-degree angle makes them adept at launching attacks against intruders. These factors establish hippos as one of the most perilous land mammals, and encounters with them often culminate in a devastating defeat for hyenas. Pythons are formidable hunters equipped with highly effective constriction techniques, capable of subduing large and aggressive prey like animals. With a potential length of up to 29 feet and weighing thousands of pounds, pythons possess remarkable muscular strength, enabling them to coil tightly around their prey, gradually restricting their breathing. Pythons often strike at night, catching hyenas off guard. There have been documented incidents in Africa where the African rock python, one of the largest python species, has successfully targeted a spotted hyena. The natural world presents numerous challenges and risks. The tale of these hyenas teaches a valuable lesson about picking one's adversaries wisely. It serves as a reminder that in the struggle for existence, only the fittest prevail. We appreciate your company on our expedition into the wilderness. Remember to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos.
All over the world, species clash in nature's savage battle of survival. On the rolling savanna, the heights of the Andes, and the rivers of Australia, all are locked in deadly conflict. Animals fight tooth and claw to win food, territory, and rights to the bloodline. From the jungles of Africa to the Canadian outback.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is go time. My name is Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
This bout.
So they stare into each other's
Some
eyes one
animals don't
final
share
time.
their space.
These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver.
In the seas off northern Australia,
So much
among such
firepower
predatory
here.
fowls, it's not a great white shark or a killer whale.
He misses with that jab.
It's the largest reptile on the planet.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
The equivalent of bench pressing a pickup truck.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Specialized salt glands in the tongue make sweet excess salt will help dehydrate the tongue.
And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up.
But then he comes in shore to breathe. Competition brings out his killer instincts.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up.
On Australia's East Alligator River, one huge crop that guards his favorite spot.
Can't find a home for that jab.
On the night, this escapes. It's the perfect perch for attracting a female's roving eye.
The straight right just misses. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
And wants to fly for himself. Which means getting that eagle on the occupied.
Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. From this moment
slow,
forward,
but the resident knight goes high.
here we go. Round two. Who's going to land
This
the
team's
first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations you've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get sucked in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to cut you off.
Rows of raised scales cover the length of
When
the
you're
king's
training to
back.
fight a swarmer, Johnny, you know
There
this
is
better than
heavy armor.
anybody. You have got to be in peak
Inside,
physical
place
position
hard
because they're
bone
not going to
called
let you breathe.
osteoderm.
Fight the
Help
swarmer, you've got to
prevent
protect
penetration.
everything. The body with the
most
elbows, the
powerful
head
bite
with the
in
forearm.
nature.
You've got to try and push them off balance.
Saltwater
because
fox
they
have
will
those
just
bony
stay in your
reinforcements on the
face.
underside of their neck and limbs. And protruding legs are an easy target for a well-placed fight.
Neither fighter willing to slow down.
The king snaps. He's locked in stalemate.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
The knight
Perfectly
takes
matched.
tactics
Skill
and
for
takes the
skill.
battle
Tap
below
for tap.
one.
Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A sudden jerk threatens agitation. It's too much
With
for
a
the king.
left hook.
And he's leaders. Seen off
They both
by
want
the
the
knight
knockout.
of the East Palatine.
Jab misses.
Not all animals seek solitude. Some will team up at
Very
any time.
competitive round with 10 seconds left.
But when two tribes go to war, keeping together can be the key to survival. Despite their slender frame,
Let's talk about Chavez in that
African
last
wild
round.
dogs
And
are some of
around
the
it seemed like
deadliest
eternity
predators
for
on
them.
the continent.
On to the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighters.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him,
They
lean
target
on him.
prey
Don't
twice
get
their
drawn
size.
into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
They run down
When
their
you're training to fight a swarmer, you've got to focus on your conditioning because they will push you to the edge of your limits.
You got a swarm on your case,
Get
you know you're going to
separated
fight.
from
You
the
got to hold him, you got to tie him up. You got to lean on him when you come in until the referee makes you break off. But keep your hands high because they will keep pushing until that referee said stop.
fights between related units are rare. But if strangers arrive, threaten the local
Straight
food
right
store,
just misses.
it can spark a turf war.
This is some of the best action I've seen in
These
any
intruders know
round
they're in hostile
anywhere this
territory.
year. Gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect
Three
both
dog
fighters have for each other.
keeps
Because no
tight
one
formation.
dare do anything out of turn.
One breaks ranks.
Johnny, I love watching these lighter fighters just based on the hand speed and the foot movement. So impressive to watch.
Charges in at up to 44 miles per hour. The tactic, scatter
Nice idea, and that
intruders,
hook lands.
and pick them off one by one. An isolated intruder makes a break for it.
Can't score with that hook again. Very close round with 10 seconds to go.
But runs into an unexpected world.
Let's talk about Chavez in that last round.
5 sets of
If he is
jaws
in
pin
big
him
trouble
down.
here, he may have been saved
Like
by the
prey.
bell.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
3 dogs target the head.
There's the bell for round 4. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do
African
here.
wild dog's
They've had
body
1
is
minute to
stronger than
recover.
any
Now
other
they've done
canine
nothing.
on the
We've got to
range.
block it. We've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab.
But even
Rest
outside
on the
that,
jab. Be smart
can
and pop
snap
until your legs come back.
Until a
Then
local
put the
disarms
pressure
him
on.
with a lunge to the neck.
Well done with that counter shot.
Well-developed
Remember the final
temporalis
frames
and
of this
masseter
bout, Johnny.
muscles,
What have we
applying
seen
nearly
so
twice
far?
the pressure
I've
of a
seen some
human bite.
aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If
The
you
move
are not
prevents the
fit,
strangler
if you
bending
are
his
not
neck
fit,
to
that is the
deliver a
worst
right.
place to be. Having
Only 2
second thoughts
teeth
in the ring.
around his throat. 1-inch canines threaten his jugular. The dog is in the grip of death.
Let's see if they go to the body.
The hound on head duty loses focus. And
They
let's
threw the
go.
hook. It didn't land.
The intruder's jaws are back in play.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still
Once
up
again,
for grabs.
They're so
Rain
close,
sends
so
him
close.
down.
How can you separate them? It's going to be a
He's
hard
dead for
night
the kill.
tonight for the judges.
The intruder dealt with.
You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter. A fast fighter that's
This
got
dog
hand speed and
has
footwork.
first
They're
step.
relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have
The
to
local
quick breath. Boom.
scavengers
In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their
Won't
footwork
have
has got
long
them
to
out of
wait.
it. These guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Being the biggest puts you at the top. And staying at the top.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one.
It's high summer in Yellowstone.
Let's talk about Chavez in that last
Breeding
round.
season
Well, we're entering
for America's largest land animal, the
time
bison.
for the 5th round. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
Now he
This
knows he's
standout
being
on the
hurt. He's going
beat
to come out and put
is
the
a
pressure on.
bold
He's going to
rock.
throw the kitchen sink
Right
at
now,
you. You've got to
his
be ready for that.
testosterone levels are
Fire
doubling.
with fire. Hold him off.
The
Be
sex
smart,
hormone is a
because he's
natural
gonna try
steroid.
and put you under pressure.
Keeps him
He knows
sexually
your legs are
charged
gone, he knows your
and at
head's not
peak
clear.
performance.
Be sharp.
A powered one-ton type. It takes a beast of a heart to keep beefy pumped up.
Not a lot of punch
The
output,
average
but
bison
there would
heart is
be,
nearly 8
some more
times the
action
size
here.
of an adult human's and can move an incredible amount of blood around the
We'd
body.
like to see more jabs.
And it's not just any blood. The bison's testicles are in overdrive, creating huge quantities of testosterone, which increases muscle mass.
This fighter
and
is not
aggression.
interested in throwing one shot
When
at a
he
time.
fights,
They throw
the release of
combinations
adrenaline
and
from
they
the
throw
adrenal
them
gland
non-stop.
sends more
Some
oxygen
fights
flows
just
up the
down
muscles.
goes the hip
Oh,
man.
It's
come
this
on.
content that gives the bison the boost he needs to fight off his rivals. It makes him the ultimate fight night heavyweight contender. The females are ready to mate.
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
He wants the
That is a
ladies
show
to
of
excel.
character. When you're pinned down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to
The
get up.
gathering of rival
Suck it up
suitors
and think,
presents a
right,
clear
back in
and
the
present
game again.
danger.
It's so hard for a fighter.
His world is a warning.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go.
All through the season, the heart of Beefy takes down his love rivals. Each victory prolongs his time at the top.
It's not over till
physical
it's over,
cost
but that
is
knockdown is going to be huge.
I
After
love the
weeks of
response, though. Got
heart-pounding
back
action,
up, took a deep breath and thought, right,
one last
brush
love
it off, get
rival
on with the job.
is defiantly seductive. It's a red flag to the angry wolf.
Let's start the 6. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw
Male
was a
bison
heavy
will stop
knockdown.
at
I'd be
nothing
very,
to
very
maintain its
surprised if
dominant
he'll come
position.
out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff
A
him.
downhill charge makes the most of his weight advantage. His massive 75-pound head smashes into his opponent like being hit by a family car. The love rival brace
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
force
Now
won't
this is
cut it.
about desire. This is about character.
Raise
Oh my
heavy
God,
artillery.
Johnny!
Oh, caramba!
The horns. Beating uppercuts. It rips through fur, but not flesh.
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the
Evenly
end?
matched.
Resilience, to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
It's a good start to the round for this guy.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or
The season's victories catch up with him. Battered and bruised, he'll be no match for the next contender. He retires from the fight game.
Starting to take some deep
Even so,
breaths now, but still
he has
fighting hard.
ensured his legacy. His work is done.
That hook was off target.
Is a
Mio,
powerful
it's Julio
drug,
Cesar Chavez going to go
but it can
down.
lead to a predator taking on prey of its
In
lead.
all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the
This
round.
is ruthless. On the wooded shoreline of Canada's Lake Michigan,
is also home to a
Talk
North
about
American
Chavez in that
giant,
last round. Boy, this next round is going to be...
the Moose.
And there's the bell for round
Armed
7.
with
He
broad
got knocked down in the
40-pound
last round. Let's see what he can do here.
Moose is a
Oh, listen
hard
to me.
target.
If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything,
But a smaller
everything.
moose
Full
cannot
barrel because I know he's
be a
ready to
very
come.
tasty
So
dish.
this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Works together on large prey, tearing at flesh on the rear and flanks. The result, worn out, wounded.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've
Feeds
got
the
to
leg
hold. You've got
to
to hold
build
them
up
without a
reserves
steam.
for winter. Moose are the only member of the deer family that regularly
that hook
feed
won't
on
score.
aquatic vegetation. They can even dive, remaining submerged for over a minute. A few yards
Big
offshore,
hook doesn't
the
land.
lake also offers safety from any incident.
Got out of the way of that right
Nice
hook.
6-inch hooves make excellent paddles. She can swim at 6 miles per hour. At around 6
not
times the
always
weight
about who hits
and almost
harder.
8 times the height of a wolf,
Big
she
punch,
doesn't
and
fear a
Ricky
solo
Hatton's
attack.
down.
No hunter disagrees. This solo wolf has left his birth method to find a partner and start his own bloodline. He's not the type to look a gift moose in the mouth.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in that one.
This
He knows
maverick
what shot
moose
works
is as
and where
cool as
to land it.
ice.
He'll try and
She
do it again.
stands her
He's
ground
just
to
not
protect her
started
rear
yet.
and
As we enter the
flanks.
final 10 seconds
There,
here, it's probably
next
a
person,
round he'd
huge
rather
pointed
forget.
leaves. Clear shot. Good kill.
Julio Cesar Chavez just got rocked.
But she
Let's talk about
overshoots.
Hatton in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
Snap to the
And they're
sleeves.
back at it again here in round 8.
Makes her spin. And leaves her body open. His teeth sink into the triceps at the top of the forelimb. The muscle is vital for walking and swimming. A severe wound can make her leg unable to escape. Working canines lock in place, bringing 410 pounds per square inch of jaw pressure into play, tearing through the muscle. Her attacker hangs on. And shears through the tough muscle. It's a trick up her sleeve. She finds deeper water and sinks to her knees to submerge her opponent. The wolf gets trapped beneath her. He'll drown. She's loose and loose once again. This ambitious go-getter was ultimately
This round is still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go.
he become the head coach for a reason. Finding out why.
Well, it's go back to the drawing board time, a unanimous decision victory.
Some
What a white
animals
one. You know, that's skills. That
and respect. This adult male tiger is in his prime, and he knows it. His stats say it all. His bite generates up to 520 pounds of pressure. He's armed with long, razor-sharp retractable claws, and a swipe so powerful and can smash a skull. He'll defend his territory against all intruders. And this one is believed to have killed other males that he's discovered on his turf. 550 pounds of claw and muscle. But every generation brings a kid with attitude. The youngster makes himself at home on the big guy's turf. When he hears the dominant male, it's too late to run. Local rangers suspect that this 200-pound heavier male killed two of the younger tiger's siblings. Now, he faces the same fate. Tigers are solitary creatures. Finding another male on their territory will not be tolerated. With no chance of escape, there's only one option left for the smaller tiger. Total capitulation. The larger cat circles to intimidate and assert dominance. The crouching posture is submissive. For the dominant male, it's not enough. The younger male tries to push off the angry killer. Big mistake. On his back, the odds are stacked against him. The big guy brings his key weapon into play. His deadly 520-pound fight. Outgunned and out of position. There's no chance of escape.
It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nelson. Looking forward to this.
There's a risk of a costly injury.
He is the great
Even in victory.
Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor. One of the most
And
aggressive.
you don't stay at the top by taking dangerous risks.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds.
Expectations are sky high for this fight. Will it live up to the hype? We're about to find out.
He's
The wait is
demonstrated
over.
his dominance.
And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up.
Adolescent males fight among themselves to establish status, unaware that he is by a seasoned foe.
I don't want to trade shots.
On the African plain, a new generation of secret emerges. They can normally walk 15 minutes after birth,
Swing and a miss with that hook.
within an hour. And they need to, because the savannah is filled with dangers.
There was so much hype surrounding this match. I wonder. Hold that thought! And it's code red time for Josh
By the
Taylor.
age of 4, the feisty male survivors face a new challenge: breeding.
A true champion knows how to get
first,
out of
they
trouble
need to
after
prove
they got
themselves
into
among
trouble,
their
and it
peers.
appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
They battle other masters for the right to challenge a stallion for his health.
Steady yourself, recompose yourself, and boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the rope has to fall asleep.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than equal.
Has given the hind legs so powerful, their kick can kill.
When are we going to see a jab from these two?
During the breeding season, the grasslands become a battleground for would-be champions.
Not a lot of punches, but thought there would be
Gouges
some more
and
very
stab.
close round with 10 seconds to go.
Anything goes. Now the dust is on the workers. Hard right to the lower leg tendons.
The game plan does not seem... On to the second
This
round.
challenger
Not the best round, but let's
specializes
see
in
if they can turn it
carefully.
around here.
This is one of those situations you've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight, your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just listen till your head clears again and your legs come back
Contenders
again.
leave it
Because
all
if
on
you
the
don't,
plane.
he's going to pop you off.
And a dominant stallion decides on a
Your
preemptive
footwork has
strike.
to be on point when you're fighting a
Suddenly
slow.
gets a lot
If it's
more
not, you're going to get
dangerous.
caught in the corner and beaten up.
You
He
fight
has
a slower,
arrows
you've got to
to
protect
and
everything.
wants to
The
assert
body
his
with the
dominance
elbows,
over
the
any
head with the
would-be
forearm.
challenger.
You've got to try and push them off
If
balance
ever to
because they
lose,
will just
he
stay
won't
in
hold
your
it back.
face.
He's airborne.
Straight right just misses. Well done with that counter shot.
Twice the heavyweight boxer's punch.
This is a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? One of the best fighters Scotland's ever produced is in trouble.
Very proven. He'll return to his head.
Looks like trouble was
Safe in the know.
averted.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, and then
Down goes Taylor.
The easier a kill, the less energy predators need to waste. He'll just strike one, and wasting energy will be the least of their needs.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
that is a shame.
Final 2 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them.
An abandoned boy gives this like a refuge for a young family. Pinklings start out
What about
defenseless.
Taylor in that last round? It's not over till it's
Best
over, but that knockdown
their
is going to
tusks
be huge.
out,
To make or break a fight.
making them a much harder meal ticket.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the
These
first big
tuskers
shot? He
can
couldn't
turn
finish him
on
off in the
predators
last round.
in
Let's see what
charge of
this has in
4
store.
miles per hour. Warthogs aren't worried about not being beautiful. Their problem is they're delicious. Leopards find them lip-smacking.
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do
It's
they
big
have left?
cats.
Oh, he can
Skilled
smell
animal
blood. Look at that.
predators.
He's put him down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. He'll try and do it
But
again.
in
He's
challenging
just not
conditions,
got to
their
get
kill
trigger happy.
can be as little as 1 in 20. They'll often target small game, or even small.
That big hook doesn't land.
Anything to stop.
Not a lot of punch output. There must be more action here.
This
Code red
hungry
time
young
now
man
for Josh
needs
Taylor.
to eat every 3 days. A baby hog would be ideal.
I thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
What recovery
Position.
skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought, no, where's the finish this round? But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. It didn't even happen.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mouse trap.
It's code red time. Down goes Josh Taylor.
Confused picture plus the kill shot. The young hog was in his reach. But at the last second, an older hog dashes out from behind.
Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. Is there any way back into this fight after the beating? Here we go to the 4th round. This round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'd be sheer panic in that corner. What do? They wait for the towel in, but then let him come back out again because they know their fighter. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
But this hog won't go quietly. Porky counter-canner, all sorts of
Sometimes when
in
you're
a
fighting
bit
a
of
counter
freedom.
fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
And the action is second to none. It's the blink
The
of an eye.
leopard
And they're
counters
waiting
the
for
head
any
frame.
little switch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
But it brings her tusks into play. A dash to the throat,
Jab just
a
missed with
kill.
the left hand.
He needs to get this out of the
Is he gonna punch himself out though? Well, we knew this was gonna happen. Some taunting.
Gambles. He hits his jaw hole.
A lot of fans know how quick these are.
And piggybacks his prey. He's now open to an upward twist. He uses his 100-pound body to cripple his belly up. It's the killer move. The Leopard hoped for
Time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That's
But
not a
ended up
knockout victory.
the
That is
fight of his life. Even predators need to watch their backs because catching and keeping are two different things. 130 feet above the water, an osprey scans for prey. He spots movement. He hits the water at 44 miles an hour. Armed with perfect feet for fishing, 2 digits facing forwards, 1 backwards, and 1 that can change orientation. His talents snap shut in 200ths of a second, roughly 12 times faster than a human blink. Impressive catch, which hasn't gone unnoticed. A great black-backed gull, the largest of all gulls, watches from the shore. An opportunistic predator and scavenger. There's little. Its main weapon is his curved bill, which he uses to stab, smack, and tear. And it's not about a little piracy. A gull lines up an interception course and attacks. At the last second, the bird of prey takes evasive action.
Here we are, getting ready for this showdown between these two fighters. Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me, of course, is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time for our tale of the tape. It's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr. He tipped the scales at 72 kilos, 180 centimeters tall, with a reach of 188. And he'll be facing Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man, 183 centimeters tall, weighed in at 73 kgs. It's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr.
The osprey's faster than the gull.
Here
but
comes the
weighed
Miracle
down by
Man
his
himself,
fishy cargo.
Daniel
He can't
Jacobs.
escape.
He's had epic battles with Canelo
Pirate
Alvarez
changes
and Triple
tactics.
G, the former two-time middleweight champion.
goes high.
Looks to get back on top
To dive
with a
off
win in
its
this one.
target.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red
The
corner
osprey
from
tires.
Pensacola, Florida. Here is a
Goes
middleweight,
in for the
a
kill.
super middleweight, a light heavyweight,
Bird of
and a
prey tries to
heavyweight
kick him.
champion of the world, Roy
pirate is ready for it.
Jones Jr.
Grabs his wing.
Fighting out of the blue corner from Brooklyn, New York.
Outdone
Introducing
and
an acclaimed
exhausted.
two-time.
He
Waited a
drops
long
his
time for
catch.
this fight. It's here, and the
The
fighters
victor.
are good to go.
Go the
So giddy,
spoils.
so excited. The anticipation is second to none. Let's get it up.
South America.
And there's the bell to start round one. Timing beats
Humans
speed.
live at
Speed
high
beats
altitude.
power.
When they fight, they sink to the lowest depths.
Do you
This
believe what we're
dominant male
seeing?
never lets his harem of females stray off.
Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd
He has
waiting for
3
something
jobs.
special.
Keep his family
Just
safe.
fine. We are
Well
in for
fed.
something special
As
tonight.
many
What
offspring
an
as
arena,
he
what
can.
an atmosphere, what a build-up.
This is bandit country. Full of rivals.
And just as quickly as the action
This young
slows down,
upstart
it
is
heats
ready
back
to
up.
steal himself a family. But only if he can get past the current.
Throw out a lazy jab in this fight.
He has a
You'll get
nasty
knocked
trick
out.
up his sleeve. Instead of slow and fast, pull an opponent where it counts close. Finally
You
choose.
gotta like what you're seeing as we reach
This
the halfway
fight.
point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter punch right up the middle.
Hang out in large hurdles.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back.
It is ready to challenge in fact.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter
It's
fighter,
the
the rounds can get a little
equivalent.
boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Training is
Great
continuous
ring
and
IQ.
compulsory.
Counter punches are the best.
These two men
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one.
both weigh around 110 pounds. Headbutting and fighting.
Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you
And
know
the
who.
soft underbelly or genitals.
Here we go for round two. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And final drives its opponent. It's a risky move that leaves him open. His opponent seizes the chance with a
That left hook
canine
misses.
crunch. Back on the ground.
They threw the
He
hook. It didn't
exposes
land.
his principal assets. He's there, and no Lady Vacunia
This
will
counter
give him a
fighter believes
second
in
look.
anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
On the African side, the tonic life and death drills play out
What a
in
round
plain
so
view.
far as we've reached the halfway point.
Very
But
close
hidden in the
match.
conflict
Shows the
reigns
skill, the discipline,
conflict
the
takes a more
respect both
sinister
parties
turn.
have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
There are 10,000 millipede species in the world. But the biggest of them all is the giant African millipede, who comes
Throwing
armed
the
with a
hook, but it
secret
doesn't
chemical
score.
weapon. He's the articulated juggernaut of the forest floor.
Tried to score with
He
that hook,
reaches
but
up to
missed.
12 inches long. Upwards of 60 pairs of legs slip his slinky frame through the undergrowth to dine on rotting vegetation.
One moment changes everything,
He's
especially in
flexible,
this division.
but tough.
You know the
Calcified
scorecards
layers
are
of
going to be
protein
all over the
form a
place in
highly
this one.
protective exoskeleton. It's the same chemical that creates lobster shells. Heavily segmented, it can curl tight to create a
Talk
shield
about Roy
against
Jones
attack.
in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last.
But he's also got a secret deterrent he can use in an emergency.
Johnny couldn't keep the
Each
momentum
segment of
going
the
after
millipede
that last
has
huge
hidden
round for him.
combinatorial
Todd, my
plans.
motto is, if it's not
When
broken, why
provoked,
change
he
it? An
secretes his
excellent
own
last round,
personal
everything
chemical
worked. Wait for the reaction.
How
Until
slow,
then,
noxious
keep doing
liquid
what you've just
that
been
can
doing
repel
because you've won it
predators.
hands down.
This dark-shell giant is mostly nocturnal. Foraging in daylight makes him easy to spot.
It sometimes comes down to who's in better condition.
And he's caught the compound eye of a hopeful assassin bow. Heat is a
Bend that back for just a moment.
of warfare.
Incredible work rate.
Giant African millipedes are the largest of their kind. But for the assassin,
Couldn't write a script like this.
size isn't
This
a
is
problem.
like Rocky versus Apollo. Can they figure
It's the
out
Giants'
the combinations to this saint?
Perfectly matched, skill for
The
skill.
millipede tries
Now
evasive
this fight
maneuvers.
is saying, you know what, that's not your
A
brother.
shining
So
shell
I've got
helps
to
him
respect
slip
both
free,
of them more than happy.
but the blood is relentless. He sees
Well, Johnny,
the
has anything
millipedes come
surprised you
underneath.
here as we enter the final frames of this fight?
The middleweights are the
The
best
millipedes
middleweight to come
underbelly.
across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman.
His
When you
third
come
claw
in there,
tosses
and
is
you're letting
sharp
the shot
enough to
go, you've
move
got
on
power,
to the
you've got
smooth
speed, you've
ground
got pace,
surface.
you can stand, you can dance,
While
you
a
can do
specially
everything.
adapted
We can look back
colossus
in history.
searches
You
for
know
an
the
entry point
amazing
in the
fights
region
for
of the
middleweight
millipede's
are
legs.
ridiculous.
He
That
then
is what
injects his
writes our
own
history.
chemical weapons, paralyzing toxins and digestive enzymes that begin to dissolve the
This round's
millipede's
still up for
innards.
grabs with just 10 seconds to go.
The millipede throws tight.
Talk
It's
about
too
Roy
late.
Jones in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
The process
They
is
don't get
irreversible.
complacent. You think this is too easy. If you keep this same kind of pace
This
up, they've got
millipede
this fight.
assassin lives up to his name and turns his adversary
Here's the bell to
into
start round
one
4.
long
Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Cards, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Dinosaurs still walk among us, or at least cassowaries make it easy to believe. These
And this with the
flightless
jab.
forest birds are the second heaviest and third largest on the planet.
When are we going to see a jab from these
They
two?
sport a bony keratin-covered ridge, just 7 inches high, called a casque. It's like crested
Exchange
dinosaurs.
punches.
Even their key
They
weapon
both want to
seems
knock
to be
out,
the
you can
sword.
tell.
Each foot has a killer claw in the inner toe.
There's been a
Which can grow
significant
over 4
aggression
inches.
difference in this fight, Johnny.
And
What
that's
do you
it.
see?
How do you deal with
Can
an aggressive
strike,
fighter?
can
What
kill
you do is
like
you
a
fight,
rocket.
fire, fight. You either give it and back
don't
because
know
that's where they're
who
comfortable.
lives among
Or
the
you take
dinosaurs.
calls, play cool.
Halfway
But
through
the
the round,
cassowaries,
there's not a lot separating
it's the
these two.
females.
So close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Females can be twice as large as the male. And fiercely independent. It's the male
Holding
who builds
nothing
the
back
nest,
here in the round.
incubates the eggs, and raises the chicks. While the
They
female
need to be
finds
careful they
other
punch
nests
themselves out
for
here.
mating and tougher. This bone-headed loser keeps a beady eye out for rivals. These angry birds
Had a lot
cross
of punch
paths.
output. Thought there might be
It's
more action here.
predators.
Very close round with 10 seconds to
In a
go.
park in northern Australia, a sea army emerges and mounts a charge.
Talk about Roy Jones in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've
Compared
got
to
the
the
advantage.
forest floor, a smooth tarmac path
Here
is
we
like
go in round
ice
5.
beneath her
Who's
claw
going to land
feet.
the first big shot? Coming off that
The right
great round, let's
sees
see
a
if they can
chance.
build on momentum here.
Cards, my motto is, if it's not
The
broken,
income
why
extends
change
her
it?
dagger
An
claws.
excellent last round, everything works.
It
Wait for
stabs
the
her
reaction.
opponent's breast.
Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands
Some
down.
of the cassowary's toes have a keratin tip sitting at the top. But it's the third digit that is the
What do
key
you think of
weapon.
this fight so far,
It has a
Johnny?
unique
This
killer
could be
claw
really
made of
intimidating,
bone that is
Todd. If you
sheathed
know
completely
somebody's
in
got the
keratin,
punch power,
making
someone's
it
got the
extremely
speed,
strong.
it can be intimidating.
Incredibly
Just
sharp,
depends on how
well
confident
placed
you are
hit
as a
will
fighter.
penetrate the skin and dig deep into the flesh, potentially hitting vital organs. But even this can be missed. The downward stabbing
Tried to
motion of
score
the
the
leg
jab.
can make huge gashes in any adversary.
I'd like to see more jabs.
the slap kick by the Invader.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Set down.
Very close match. He shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Down
The chance to
goes
win.
Daniel Jacobs.
But if they meet again, he'll be a much more wary counsel referee.
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Oh, he's off. I'll be surprised if he makes it.
What?
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.
All over the world. Species clash in nature's savage battle of survival. On the open plains. Straight up.
From outside, can't never go right to my hoop. But when they think go right to y'all, go right to y'all from the data, they can have y'all in the street tag in a split without somebody trying to put that time in your goddamn face. It ain't none of y'all getting no paper. Get the goddamn tears out of my mouth. No, you're not. Only one of y'all gets some paper. Old boy. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to give him no alley so he gets dumped. Only one of y'all gets some paper, and that's because he get a $750 check every month from the government because he was born without a split in his ass. That's the only reason he's up there giving some money out. This motherfucker ain't got no split in his ass. So I'm trying to tell y'all, and we've been running through y'all like, Punk Quisha, Side Keisha, and Unique. Motherfucker, y'all know that be us when y'all hear motherfucking Fox shit out there doing the beat. Y'all know that shit out there. That's us out there. So y'all ain't get no paper. You just check me out, bro. I'll stay with that goddamn. They call me. You see what I'm saying? I'll stay with that. Because you on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got this goddamn thing just going on for nothing. Motherfucker, I don't like big y'all folks running for nothing. You check out that motherfucking step. So come on, bro. Y'all goddamn hoes, bro. I'm trying to come here to y'all location. What you trying to do with it? Hey, huh? What's up? Yeah. What's up? Yeah, y'all better be glad I dropped my good Dini on everything, bitch. Because I returned this tender.
I'm Todd Grisham, and we're going old school tonight here inside the Grand Theater. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans.
Here we have the gentleman of boxing, Floyd Patterson. He starts. This bout is. We welcome you to this beautiful theater. And there's the bell to start round one. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. And he misses with that jab. And just as quickly as the action slows down, he gets back up.
Y'all might want a battle. But let's see if you win this war, boy.
It is standing room only. Every seat has been sold in this amazing theater.
This is that place you want to
What's
say.
wrong with y'all? Listen, I hope y'all ready for put a goddamn stove on y'all head and run with it.
Floyd Patterson is on the canvas.
when you get out of 5 and 10. You're going to do it. Now your goddamn man. Time back.
They're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe-to-toe or they play defense here?
Somebody can small block here. They can small block.
Hey,
Gotta be
y'all.
smart. Get in there. That
Triple,
boom.
you can do this.
Back in the same
Hey,
spot
do
again.
this.
It
All the
happened
police.
once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
Nice job by him to block that jab. Catch and shoot.
There you go.
Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this one. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
I love the response, though. Got back up. Took a deep breath. Got right.
There's the bell for round 2. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff.
Hey, as you should. Yeah. What's that? Look, you straight.
So much firepower here.
Every dude. I'm the best I get.
That left hook missed.
Oh, geez. Oh, appreciate it. Shit, okay.
Nice counter. This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything in return.
Nice counter shot. Just when you think that
Let me know
they're
your
in the action,
salt
we
cow
get
man.
it back up.
Oh,
Oh, and Tyson Fury just got rocked. This could be it. Tyson Fury, one of the great heavyweight champions. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a
Bracing
knockout.
for the final blow as the executioner raised his axe high. Once one of the most powerful men in England, he was now moments away from meeting the Reaper. The crowd held its breath as the blade sliced through the air, but not through Thomas. The executioner shuffled slightly. This never usually happens. What twisted fate awaits, and what horrors await the condemned on this episode of the Infographic Show? Find out on Executions That Went Horribly Wrong, Part 2. Number 20, Thomas Cromwell. When it came to being King, Henry VIII was pretty unpredictable. He was a force of nature driven by desires that could change on a whim. And no one knew that better than Thomas Cromwell, his chief minister. A skilled lawyer and a proponent of English Reformation, Cromwell shepherded in many of the changes to the English government and helped arrange the involvement of the king's first marriage. This also included the formation of a new English church. This kind of power doesn't come without its risks, though. By 1540, Cromwell had made many enemies, and when he fell hard. Cromwell had made an enemy of Anne Boleyn, Henry's fiery second wife, and orchestrated her execution, which incidentally won the king's favor. But this next move proved to be fatal. After arranging a disastrous third marriage to Anne of Cleves, Cromwell was accused of treason by enemies, stripped of his titles, and sentenced to death. Eyewitnesses report that the executioner took 3 swings to sever his head, raising the possibility that the execution was drawn out to punish Cromwell or down his enemies. One who wasn't pleased, the king, who was said to deeply regret losing his most skilled advisor. But time marched on, and so did execution methods. Number 19, Margaret Dixon. In 1724, the Green Market of Edinburgh was a popular marketplace, but it also served a darker purpose, hosting public executions regularly. And one victim was Margaret Dixon, a fishwife whose husband had recently joined, or rather been forced to join, the Royal Navy. Margaret was forced to find work at the local inn, where she got up to some indiscretions. It wouldn't do to have a 1-year-old baby after her husband got back from a 3-year hitch, so she left her out-of-wedlock child on the banks of the River Tweed. The baby's body was found, Dixon was fingered, and was quickly condemned to hang in the public square for murder most foul. But there was a big twist coming to this story. She was hanged and pronounced dead, likely to the cheers of onlookers, and her body was to be given to medical students for dissection. But after an altercation with her family, which believed her innocent, her body was turned over for burial, and that's when the family heard something else. Voices were coming from inside her coffin. She was alive, having survived her hanging. Now this created a paradox, as her sentence hadn't fully been carried out. There was nothing that could be done except to set her free, and let her return to her husband for a really awkward conversation. Hopefully her family's beliefs about her character were more accurate than the law. A once-in-a-lifetime situation? Maybe not. Number 18, Anne Green. Nearly a century earlier, in 1650, Anne Green found herself condemned to an equally harrowing fate. As a domestic maid in the home of a justice of the peace, Anne's life took a dark turn after an affair with the judge's teenage grandson. When she suffered a miscarriage, she tried desperately to keep it hidden, but the remains were discovered, and Anne became the scapegoat. Accused of infanticide, with her powerful employer leading the charge, her fate seemed sealed. Even a midwife's testimony that the fetus was stillborn, too underdeveloped to survive, couldn't save her. She was quickly convicted and sentenced to hang. Justice was blind, but maybe a higher power wasn't. She was hanged at Oxford Castle, with a soldier even trying to speed up her death by hitting her with the butt of his rifle. After she was pronounced dead, she was turned over to a physician for dissection, and they discovered that she had a faint pulse. This led to a series of experiments to try to revive her, including bloodletting with leeches and a tobacco smoke enema. Basically, a 17th century healing hack TikTok would totally overcome. And eventually woke up, fully recovered, and was soon pardoned. This was helped by the fact that the judge who masterminded her hanging had died only 3 days later, so there was no one to protest, and she wound up living another 15 years. But no English criminal facing the gallows had the luck of this. Number 17, John Smith. No, not that one, although he did not treat Pocahontas well in real life. This rogue was a London burglar in the late 17th and early 18th century, and his life of crime eventually sent him to meet his fate. It didn't take too much to get sentenced to death in those days, and in 1705 he was sent to the gallows. He seemed oddly unconcerned by this, somehow managed to survive hanging from his neck for 15 minutes. Eventually the crowd, probably bored, called out for mercy and he was cut down. He recovered and he was given a formal reprieve, with authorities hoping he would turn over a new leaf. Yeah, not so much. Within a year, Smith was back to his old ways. He was acquitted on his next trial, and the third time he was likely to be convicted, the judge died right before the trial started. It seemed like fate was on his side, so he decided to try his luck one more time. In 1727, he was convicted of theft, and what most agreed his theft of a padlock was part of a larger conspiracy to burgle a warehouse. They weren't trying their luck at the gallows again. Smith was sentenced to transportation, and he was packed on a ship bound for Virginia, where his fate is unknown, but probably involved at least a few more crimes. But to the south in France, they weren't nearly as kind. Number 16, Robert Francois Damien. It was 1757, and Louis XV sat on the throne, and he had for almost his entire life. He was considered one of France's greatest kings, but not everyone was a fan. Damien was an army veteran, currently working as a servant, and his erratic behavior led him to be fired repeatedly. Many believed he was mentally unstable and driven by religious radicalism, consumed by anger over the king's refusal to support the Jansenist sect. he decided to take matters into his own hands. As King Louis XV approached his carriage, Damien struck, plunging a blade into the monarch. But luck was on the king's side. Louis XV was only lightly injured, thanks to his thick winter coat. Damien was arrested and sentenced to death for attempted regicide, and for his crime, there would only be one punishment. While most criminals in France would face hanging or beheading, Damien was sentenced to dismemberment, which could be carried out by horses running in opposite directions. Damien had already been tortured in multiple ways, including being burned before his execution, and when the horses had to do their work, they couldn't quite finish the job, leaving Damien in agony until the royal executioner put an end to his misery. It was a horrible spectacle, one that the crowd cheered on. But maybe some people had second thoughts. This was the last execution by dismemberment in France, and ironically, the royal executioner who carried it out would wind up executing the next king during the Reign of Terror. And this next man seemed determined to push his luck to the very end. Number 15, Joseph Samuel. A German immigrant to Britain, Joseph Samuel wasted no time getting a bad reputation, but he would quickly no longer be the crown's problem, as he was sentenced to transportation to an isolated prison colony in Australia. The desolate location was almost guaranteed to kill anyone who tried to escape, but Samuel saw that as a challenge. The rogue convict fled and robbed the home of a rich woman, killing a guard who was serving as her security guard. At trial, he was identified by the woman and sentenced to death by hanging, the only one of the gang to be convicted. But finishing him off wouldn't be so simple. In 1803, Samuels and a convict from another case were driven to the gallows. The method was to hang them from a cart, which would drive away and leave them suspended. This caused slow strangulation, which killed the other convict, but Samuels' rope snapped, leading to a fall and a nasty ankle injury. The executioner quickly fashioned another rope and set him up to be hanged again, only for that noose to slip off his neck. A third attempt also led to a snapped rope, and the crowd was in an uproar. There even God himself to be intervening. After the governor showed up, he agreed to commute Samuel's sentence to a life of hard labor in the Kingstown mines. Samuel and 7 others would later try to escape the settlements, but their boat sank, and his body was never found. But across the pond, there would be no angel for our next convict. Number 14, Paula Angel. In 1861, the Wild West was a lawless frontier, where justice was swift and mercy was in short supply. If you were convicted of any of a series of crimes, you would likely be facing the gallows. Paula Angel was only 19, and the daughter of a prominent family in the town of Las Vegas. No, not that Las Vegas. This is a town in New Mexico. So people were shocked when she was charged with a serious crime. First-degree murder. She had reportedly been having an affair with a married mother of 5, and when things went south, she reportedly stabbed him. But from the start, things about the trial were hard. The family of the murdered man were powerful and managed to sway the judge, who refused to let the jury consider lesser charges. Death was the only allowed sentence for this crime. She was found guilty, and things only got worse from there. While she was granted an appeal, no stay of execution was granted, and the judge ordered the execution to go ahead while the appeal was still pending. There were no gallows available, so she was hung from a cottonwood tree. Her arms weren't restrained, so she grabbed onto the noose to try to prevent herself from choking. The crowd was outraged and eventually cut her down, but the sheriff stepped in, fended off the crowd, and successfully hanged her. The case gained notoriety even then, but today it's generally considered as one of the most notable injustices in the Old West. When the place more dangerous than the West, let's return to the Outback. Number 13, Henry Joseph Mans. Australia was a wild, partially untamed frontier in the 1860s with large stretches of isolated territory that could hold many dangers. One of those was bushrangers, the Australian equivalent of highwaymen, who would rob passing travelers. Many were escaped convicts who had been transported there, but not Henry Joseph Mans. He was a native-born Australian who joined the infamous Gardner Hall gang. Together, they pulled off the Eugowra robbery, which liberated a massive amount of gold and banknotes from the coach. Mans was captured, later rescued from the jail by his gang, but eventually recaptured and sentenced to death. And when it came time for the gallows, things would go horribly wrong. Many members of the public felt he had only played a minor role in the robbery, and he should be free, but the hangman would not be denied. The actual hanging would be a disturbing spectacle, as the noose slipped and covered part of his face, rather than sitting firmly around his neck. Ansgar's left convulsing and bleeding from his nostrils as he frantically tried to remove the rope. The hangman was forced to lift the man's up to get the noose back around his neck, by which point the public was angry and demanded a reprieve. But none would come, and the sad, slow death of Henry Joseph Land would go down as one of the darkest in Australia's convict era. Even the polite men of Canada could give up to some nasty stuff. Number 12, Thomas Scott. Thomas Scott was an Irish Protestant who had moved to Canada to work as a laborer. While laboring on a road-building project in 1870, he fell in with the Canadian Party, a faction of religious hardliners. This group found itself at odds with the Red River Rebellion, a militant movement fighting for an autonomous government in what is now Manitoba. Scott's involvement led to his capture by the rebels, but he managed a daring escape, only to return and attempt to free fellow prisoners. His act of defiance ended in recapture, and tensions with his captors escalated quickly. After conflicts with his captors, he was convicted of insubordination and sentenced to death. But could what came next even be considered an execution? The Red River Rebellion was not a formal government and had no legal authority to execute anyone, but they did have guns, and Scott was sentenced to death by firing squad, a relatively new execution method for the time. But this wasn't exactly a polished firing squad. The executioners were a group of men using ordinary hunting muskets, and eyewitnesses said many of them were. The result was a lot of scattered firing, with only 2 bullets hitting Scott, who collapsed with non-lethal wounds. Another gunman came up to shoot Scott in the head, and he managed to finish the job, which we suppose is why executioners are usually trained and sober. This next execution was at least fast, but it certainly put on a show. Number 11, Thomas Black Jack Ketchum. Cowboys had the run of the West, and it was easy to find work, even if the work wasn't easy. That may have led one cowboy, Thomas Ketchum, to break bad. By 1892, he had joined a gang with his brother and several others. They had a big storyline. They were going to rob a train. Getting away with their loot, their reign of terror would continue, and they would soon be tied to multiple murders. But their luck would end in a botched hold-up that left Sam Ketchum dead, and Black Jack was on the run. The ruthless cowboy would attempt to pull off the same heist weeks later, and this time he would be wounded by the armed train conductor and captured. And in the West, justice was swift and harsh. Ketchum's arm would have to be amputated due to his injuries, and the medical staff would nurse him back to health, just so he could be tried, convicted, and executed. There was just one problem. This was the first execution in this county of New Mexico, and they didn't have an execution. Ketchum had also gained a significant amount of weight in prison, and the rope was too long. So when Ketchum was dropped through the trap door, his neck didn't break. It came right off. Ketchum was decapitated in front of multiple horrified witnesses, and it had to be sewn back onto his body for viewing. Got any thoughts on these botched executions? Drop them in the comments. Now let's head on to the Deep South, where fate was often cruel and unfair. Number 10. It looked like he belonged on death row. In fact, he looked more like he should be in high school. The African-American Louisiana resident was only 16 years old when he was convicted of the murder of a pharmacy owner who had recently employed him in 1945. Francis confessed.
Straight up, what's that? Yes, sir. You let young boys come out, I can't never go fight for my hood.
Have you heard of the tragic tale of Adrian Broner? Adrian Broner was once a young, talented boxer in the 2010s who looked like he was going to be the next Mayweather. But because of his ego, all of that talent was gone to waste. Today, Adrian Broner is more so known for his losses rather than his wins. Of course, you have his infamous loss against Marcos Maidana. You also have his relatively more recent loss to Manny Pacquiao and that whole debacle with the post-fight interview. And in general, Adrian Broner is more so known on the internet and by boxing fans for his lows rather than his highs.
I'm getting cooked.
Today, we're going to be talking about Adrian Broner, a tragic tale of ego and wasted talent. The character arc and story is so tragic, I swear this comes out of the screenplay. But before we get into all of the infamous moments of Adrian Broner's career and the moments you probably know him for today, we have to talk about the beginning. He was a